Adam, thanks so much. From What Adam Do Another. Adam Wisniewski's joining us from Breakfast, Life, and Dinner.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We're getting some confidence in the kitchen this new year, as we always do. We're making gnocchi.
Yeah, it's one of those recipes that, you know, if you go out and you see it on the menu and you're like, you know, I want to try that, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's really good.
So good.
And then you look it up and you're like, okay, this looks really complicated. I'm not going to try it. But I want people to try new things in the new year. And so and also the 4th is National Spaghetti Day.
Ah.
So I was thinking, well, we could do some sort of pasta, but I wanted to do something a little different.
Yeah, than your average, throw it in a boiling water.
And so this is something you can easily make at home.
Yeah.
And if you start looking up recipes, the recipes vary wildly.
Yes.
And they ask for you to get all sorts of fancy tools. And I wanted to try to make a rustic style, kind of with my bare hands, just to see how it would turn out.
And all you need is really a potato masher?
That's what I use, is a potato masher and then my fingers to try to work it a little bit more. So I didn't use a ricer. I didn't use a box grater or anything. But what you do is you make potatoes. And some recipes will say boil, some will say bake. I like to bake them because then when you get the potato skins left over, you can make that delicious appetizer, and there's no food waste. So
that's true.
Yeah, so you make the potatoes, you scoop out the flesh, and there's the potato, right? And so then you've got this kind of solid mass of potato, and you're going to work in some flour and some egg to thicken it and bind it.
Because it's not just potato.
It's not just potato.
Okay.
They're dumplings.
They're dumplings.
And so, but then you start looking up these recipes, and for example, for 2 pounds of potatoes, on the first page of Google, I read through 10 or so recipes, and some of them call for no egg.
Okay.
And some of them call for 2 eggs for 2 pounds. And some of them call for 4 egg yolks. And some of them call for 2 egg whites.
What?
So anybody who tells you that there's only one way to make a recipe.
That's not true.
It's not true, because there's lots of different things that you can do and you can try. So then it says,
try out what's easiest maybe for you just to see.
Just to see. And, it's potatoes. They're not that expensive. Buy a couple potatoes, try it. There's flour. There's 1 egg is what I'm going to use. And then try it. And then you can see that, because mine's going to be a little rustic, I would call it, because it's going to be a little bumpier than the really smooth one if you use a ricer or something like that. But you can come over here and you can feel the texture of this. I put in the 1 egg to a pound of potatoes.
All right.
And then I put in some flour. And
it's a little sticky.
It's a little sticky. So you're going to kind of easily, and I'll pour this out for you.
Okay.
So there you go. And so on a floured surface, you don't want to knead it like dough. You want to fold it, because you don't want to work it too much.
Okay.
So just kind of fold it over and push it down. And that's all you need to do to work in the egg and the flour.
Okay.
And then when we get to a consistency where we can roll it, and it's almost there.
We're almost there.
We want to get to a point where we can roll it into a tube that then we will cut into the little bite-sized gnocchis.
And that's really all it is.
And that's all it is.
What?
And so it's simple, but when you go out and you try something that's at a fancy restaurant, you think to yourself, that is magical.
Yeah.
I really want to, I hope people think, like I do, is I want to figure out how to make that.
I want to figure out how to do that.
Right.
But
so
really, you don't need, like you said, you don't need anything but your 2 hands.
Right. So that's because I kind of skipped the step where I took it from the potato flesh, mashed it a little bit with a regular old potato masher.
Yeah.
And then I laid it out, and I got the egg and the flour to incorporate. But I just want to make sure you know that, with your hands and with real simple tools, there's a whole world of stuff that's available to you, because we were making food a long time before there were food processors.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So what I do is I try to go into people's homes, and I teach them the confidence to try these things, even if it, if it turns out 80% of what you expected, then the next time it'll be 90, and the next time it'll be 100, and then the time after that, it'll be 110.
It's a good New Year's resolution, too, to try something different in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And how can people get in touch with you?
Well, so if you go to breakfastlifeanddinner.com, or if you look me up on Facebook, I post all of our little adventures here on the Facebook. But yeah, come and say hi. If you want a lesson, I can come in and I teach. I did a demonstration class last night where we made these great pizzas. I did a kids cake decorating class on Friday. We did Indian food a little before that. So just whatever it is you want to learn, let me know.
And maybe even gnocchi, and you can see how truly easy it might be.
Right, so we'll get some gnocchi going on the stove here in a little bit.
All right, we'll check back in with you soon, Adam. Thanks so much. We'll be right back with more of The Morning Show right after this.